a lot, almost certain that they won't win the next election?
Well, there's an old saying in politics that a week is a long time in politics, and I remember John Howard starting his 4th term in government in Australia, and he was top of the polls. Within months, he'd lost that advantage, and he not only lost the next election, but he lost his own seat. I would never have predicted that from the polling at the time. When Malcolm Turnbull took over in Australia as head of the Liberal Party, he was way ahead in the polls. Currently, Labour in Australia are passing him in the polls and his party in the polls. I think Andrew Little is a good person. I think he's a person of integrity. What you see is what you get. There's no political spin with him. Labour needs to perform more strongly, but there's nothing more certain that Labour's time will come again in politics. Right throughout the history of this country, we have alternated between Labour-led and National-led governments.
The new blood.
And there's some real talent that is coming through in the Labour Party. I think of people like Jacinda Ardern as an Auckland-based MP, a person that I think has enormous talent. I think of actually a young man that is now the Maori MP for Tamaki Makaurau, Pene Henare. I didn't know Pene at all before he became Member of Parliament. I've heard him speak on so many occasions where I think he's done superbly well. Kelvin Davis, another Maori MP that I think can reach out right across the New Zealand community and speaks common sense. So there has been that new blood coming into the Labour Party. We are behind in the polls at the moment, but a proper focus, thinking through some ideas better than perhaps has happened in the past. I think that you can't rule Labour out from winning next time, and if it didn't win next time, I would be absolutely confident that they would win the following election.
But perhaps your mayoral win will boost the morale.
Well, I'm running as an independent for the mayoralty, and there's a reason that I'm running as an independent. I will have to work with governments of either political colour, and I will be pressing Auckland's case equally hard whether there is a Labour government or a national government. I have a council made up, or will have a council made up of people of a whole lot of different political parties. I've got to work to build them into a team, and we've got to work together for the good of Auckland. And in my electorate here at Mount Roskill, I get support from National Party people, Labour people, New Zealand First people, and the Green Party. I get cross-party support. I was invited to speak to a branch meeting of the National Party last week in Botany, and Botany Seniors branch. Their MP, Jamie Lee Ross, said, "This is the biggest meeting we have ever had of the National Party in my electorate." And the people responded very positively to the sort of things that I was talking about that weren't party political, but that were common sense ideas for creating a stronger Auckland. So I'll be campaigning as an independent, a person with a Labour background and strong Labour values, but a person that wants to represent the whole of our city and will deal without fear or favour with Labour governments or national governments, Labour councillors, national councillors, or whatever the politics of the councillors are. I want to work together to mould those people into a team for the good of an Auckland, a better Auckland.
I think that's all.